I'm studying at the University of Limerick, the Irish World Academy of Music and Dance, and I'm pursuing a master's in ethnochoreology, which is the study of dance in its cultural context. I'm a tap dancer, and I wanted to look into the Irish heritage and the Irish roots of my own craft. It's a combination of taught classes, field research, performances, teaching, and a bit of travel too. I'm focusing my thesis on the form of dance called Sean Nós dance, which comes from Connemara, the Gaeltacht district on the west coast. At the university, I've been able to collaborate and create some small performances with other dancers, step dancers, contemporary dancers, and also with some musicians. Fulbright has created an unexpected opportunity for me to travel to Berlin and perform. It's been set up as a collaboration with a flamenco dancer, Alice Blumenfeld. She's doing her Fulbright in Spain, in Sevilla this year, on flamenco. And so a couple weeks ago, I traveled to Madrid, and she came up from Sevilla, and we workshopped a piece, created something that I think we're both enthusiastic about, and we're excited to share at the conference in Berlin. Growing up, I thought of Ireland as a magical place where people meet in pubs and play music and dance and dogs running around, and it is all those things, but it's also very modern at the same time. I've found that my expectations were true, but at the same time it exists along this continuum between tradition and modernity. If I were to offer advice to potential Fulbrighters in Ireland looking to do a study, while they're here, I would say try to soak up the culture. Find the pubs where there's sessions going on every night and talk to the musicians, talk to the dancers, because for most of these people, it's something they do and it's a part of their life, and they have jobs, they have other things that they do, but they're incredibly skilled and they play 3 instruments, they also dance. And when I first learned about the Fulbright program, I was a senior in college, and my professor recommended that I apply for one, but I didn't have a sense yet of where I wanted to go with my career and what my focus would be. So I kind of stored it in the back of my mind, and I began to understand what I wanted to do and how I wanted to focus my time. And then the idea came back, and I said, this would be a great bridge for the next step for me. I decided to give it a shot and apply. My Fulbright program advisor at my undergrad, Dr. Terry Bizet, was very helpful in helping me hone my application. And the biggest success for me was to create a full picture of who I was, both as a teacher, a scholar, and as a performer. Really making contact early and staying in touch were important. The most important part of my Fulbright experience is meeting people and connecting with people. I was invited by an undergraduate that I taught tap to her house for a party. She said, my family throws a big party on St. Stephen's Day every year, and it's a music session. You should bring your tap shoes. And I take the bus, and as we're driving to her house, I find out that her house is actually a 14th century castle. Her father is one of the most respected tin whistle players in the country, and I somehow stumbled into this innermost circle of traditional musicians and dancers, and all inside of this ancient structure that's set aglow by fireplace and smiles and candles. And I was called up to tap maybe a dozen times, and it sort of became, well, can you do a reel? Can you try a hornpipe? Let's try you on a jig. You know, that night I'll probably remember more than any other, because it reminded me that the most important part of my Fulbright experience is meeting people and connecting with people, and hopefully giving back at least some kind of the joy and education and that they give to me.